Good evening and a warm welcome to another edition of the Smuggo and Brooksy show. Another week gone in the circus, which is the Premier League. Another week in the circus of Arsenal, and we are officially, in my eyes, out of the title race. All done and dusted within 4 days. I'd say it's all done and dusted against West Ham, to be totally honest. But yeah, I think tonight's going to be quite an interesting one, guys. I think there's going to be a lot of debate, a lot of sparkle, and I think there's going to be a lot of steam coming out of some mouths and some ears, and I don't know what else. But before we go into that, I'm going to give you a special warm welcome to George, who's come back on. Good to see you, mate. Long time no see.
Yeah, you too, mate. It's been quite a while. Thanks for having me back on. Yeah, I've got a lot to say. It does make you glad that I can't see the crap what's going on at the minute.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot to say tonight, and I think it'd be quite interesting to get your kind of views on a lot of the stuff. In terms of what's going on and what's happened over the last few weeks, but even the last couple of months, if we're being totally honest.
Yeah.
And a good evening to my co-host, Johnny Brooks. He was going to host the show, but I don't think he's in the mood, to be fair. I think he's had a bit of a sore week when it comes to the Arsenal.
Nah, it's just so deflating, isn't it? So I was like, why'd you bother? It's it's I don't have to be so over dramatic, but it's just soul destroying, isn't it? A couple of weeks ago, getting all excited for what could be, and it's just gone to shit. So it's just a disaster.
Yeah, I want to have a bit of a chat about like a lot of different things tonight, and obviously, one of the things is like in terms of how this has kind of spiraled from like obviously an incredible day against Man City to where we are today, and we're looking at not even like 28 days on, and we've gone from one extreme to totally other. And yeah, I think let's go straight into the show. Let's go straight into the show because obviously I want to have a bit of a structure to it, a bit of a format to it. So, obviously on Saturday, West Ham, London derby. A lot of people are confident. There was something in me that I weren't confident about Saturday, and I think it was a whole situation in terms of I know Mourinho had come on, scored a couple of goals, but was he really the answer, or was it just like papering over the cracks in terms of the Leicester performance? And I've just been mindful as well that in the last two previous home games against West Ham, we'd conceded the first goal against them. Obviously lost 2-0 the year before. We beat them 3-1 the year before that, but went 1-0 down. And if I'm right in saying, Jared Bowen scored the first goal in every single game of them, every single game. And this goes back to one of my questions, right? When are we ever going to learn? When are we ever going to learn? Like, it's the same. It seems to me as well, it's the same mistake, the same teams year in, year out. It's your West Hams at the Emirates. It's your Fulhams. It's your Newcastles.
Yeah, Aston Villa.
And it's your same teams, isn't it, Gunnar? Why?
Don't smash an head against the wall. I don't know. You tell me. I mean, last week we're singing Gabriel and Saliba's praises, and then they just, I don't know, just let little Jared Bowen, he's not the tallest man in the world, nip in and score a header. I don't know. But it's just like banging on there about again the same mistakes after those games last year. We need a striker. I feel sorry for Marino because people are having a go at him, but he's not a striker. I mean, the Leicester game, it does look like he papered over the cracks. But then when you see his goals, he was actually getting the service. He didn't get anything Saturday, and he didn't get anything last night. No one was crossing the ball into him. Yeah, it's just a complete and utter shit show. It really is. I worry when we're going to score again, about being overly dramatic again. Last night they played a bit better than Saturday. I'm not going to lie. I've only seen the goal on Saturday. I'm not going to bother watching the highlights. What's the point? It's going to piss me. But obviously seeing bits on Twitter and that, I knew it was awful. And obviously following the shock of Saturday with Paul Merson, and Yeah, you just knew when they scored. As I said before the Leicester game, it was the worry, if they score, will we score new Saturday? Yeah, it was going to be a struggle. And I just don't know what they're going to do. There's no plan B or C because he keeps bringing on more defenders because there's no strikers or wingers. My worry as well, where's all the young people? I know we've got Imwaneri come through and Lewis Skelly, but there doesn't seem to be any other young wingers or strikers in the under-19s, under-20s team, whatever, that are on the bench, which I find a bit weird. Because they've got that a Butler, a Digi, who obviously doesn't like because he hasn't put him on at all. He's 22. So where are the... you're telling me there's not another winger or a striker somewhere that can cover sit on the bench? Because there's got to be someone other than fucking Zinchenko and Tierney, bless him, Ben White. Picking all these defenders when we need to score a goal. I just don't know where we go. I just don't. Raheem Sterling is dreadful. I mean, it's a terrible situation for all concerned because he's not confident at all. The players don't want to pass the ball to him. Arteta doesn't even want to bring him on. How have we got in a situation like that? How can we have a player like that who's killed a loan signing? We could have had someone like Rashford and Asensio. I know they've been up and down, but just a striker. It's just madness, absolute madness.
It's interesting what that you say about Sterling, and I was having a few thoughts about him today, this evening. And you're right, it's an awful situation for all involved. I do actually feel
I feel sorry for him because he's going to get the brunt of it all because he's the solution, if you like, because he's supposed to come and be, great, and he's not enjoying it. He's not no confidence. As soon as he gets the ball, he just last night he got the ball, he just didn't know what to do with it.
But is this I'm not saying is this a situation. What I am saying is it a situation when you've got a player that's come in who he doesn't look happy, right? He doesn't look happy. Yeah, he looks totally drained of confidence whatsoever. As I said in the Leicester game, it's the first time that I've seen in a couple of years, players start throwing their arms up in the air. Yeah, right. And I could see the different behaviours. And I'm not surprised last night that when they were coming off the pitch, Gabriel and Rice are arguing with each other because I've been watching their behaviours over the last couple of weeks in terms of the game. And this was coming. But for me, this has come because of absolute negligence from our board. This has come because these players are so frustrated, right? They're frustrated because what's happened at the start of the season in terms of the red cards and obviously all that debacle. They felt like they was fighting that at the start. Then we picked who's our captain, Martin Odegaard, for a couple of months. And let's be honest, right? He come back superbly for a couple of games. But it seems to me, and I don't want to put the speculation out there, but it seems to me, linked in with obviously him having his first baby, his form's just totally gone out the window.
It's the beard. It's that stupid little beard. Get rid of the stupid little beard, and over there, we can't blame the baby, blaming the beard. Fucking shave it off because he's
But do you know what I mean? Like his form's totally gone from that period, right? Then we start looking at that. We've lost Saka for an unfortunate injury at Crystal Palace in a game that we was absolutely battering Crystal Palace 5. Like I know the game went on to win 5-1, and everything looked really, really good for us. Got beating Palace 5-1, everything looks good. Come out of that game, Saka's out till April. Do you know what I mean? So there's your first blow. Do you know what I mean? So there and then we're losing Martinelli. No, sorry. Then we lose Gabriel Jesus for a whole season. Then we lose Martinelli. Then we lose Havertz. And even before we lost Martinelli and Havertz, the players were crying. They were absolutely crying. Like when you got Declan Rice, pretty much. I don't want to use the word crying, but you know what I mean. Like literally coming out in the press, bit like Mikel Arteta. We need reinforcements. We need support. Do you know what I mean? We're playing 10, 11 games over the January period. We're flying away here, there, and everywhere. Do you know what I mean? We're going to go take you to Dubai as well after 10, 11 games. There's a little bit more flying for you. Yeah. We go and beat Man City 5-1 and actually put on an absolute incredible performance. We're top of the world. And within 24 hours, in my eyes, the board have literally just said, you know what? Stick it. You're going to have what you've got to the end of the season, and that's it. If you're a player, George, in this situation, yeah, right, where you haven't got no forwards, yeah, right. You've got Leandro Trossard, who, let's be honest, is a very inconsistent player. He will turn up one game, but then for 3-4 games he won't. Yeah. You've got one area who's a 17-year-old wonder kid who's not really played many minutes at the moment, so you can't expect over the odds for him at the moment. Do you know what I mean? He's got to be blossomed in. Do you know what I mean? Within a team, within a really good team as well. Yeah. And then you've got no strikers. You've got no Kai Havertz, no Gabriel Jesus. As a player, how do you think you're going to feel?
It's obviously a demoralising going forward, isn't it? It's like what you said, like what Brooksy said. Sorry, like Marino played against Leicester, scored a couple of goals, and then automatically, like even on social media, you're saying, "Oh, do we need a number 9?" I'm like, mate, have a word. Just know what I mean, have a word. Go for a walk, have a vape or whatever you're gonna do, because you need something. It's like what you said, Liam. Like even in all that time, if you remember as well, Saliba was out for a couple of games, and Timber's been in and out. So what I've been trying to say, we've not had a consistent squad all season. And people might say, "Oh, well, that's an excuse. It happened last season." Yeah, it did happen last season. But like I've always said, like even that's been said in the media today, and I was absolutely shocked because it was actually something positive. Like Stephen Warnock said, if Liverpool had Salah, Jota, Diaz, Van Dijk all out, would that at one time would they be where they are? I don't know, but then all the other teams rest their best players against Liverpool, don't they? So, and you were saying about Trossard, Liam. Like, I know we've had conversations. I don't even think Trossard's good enough to start for our club. Like, and I've said that for a long time. I think he's someone who could come off the bench maybe 10, 15 minutes, grab you a goal. Anything apart from that, you look at the front three guys that we have now. That's like what you see when they're trying to mix and match and give people minutes in a pre-season game.
Yeah. No, we've had a lot of conversations about it. I totally agree with you with Trossard.
And that's nothing on Wanyeri, do you know what I mean? But what the board have said, and this is what pisses me off, the board have basically said, right, you're a 17-year-old kid, go and win us the Premier League and the Champions League. He ain't going to do it. Like, and because it isn't fair on him. And then, like you're saying, we've got Havertz out, Jesus out, Saka out. I think the problems, Liam, were there when we was having to rely on saying, "Oh, we're missing Gabriel Jesus." For how long have we said that he ain't the striker we need?
Well, even if you look in the January months, Havertz was missing chances left, right, and centre. So it wasn't right, that even when Havertz was fit, that he was the man that we want to lead the line. Now, I like Kai Havertz, so let's not get this twisted whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? I think Kai Havertz is a really good player, but he's not going to win you a title, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to do what potentially, and I know he's a different kind of player, different kind of position, what Mo Salah does. Do you know what I mean? That's probably where Bukayo Saka could get to, if I'm being totally honest with you.
I think Havertz is a very good option.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You know what I mean, like if you're just, for example, I know the three of us like the prospect of Benjamin Sesko. Let's just hypothetically say he signs. So if he's playing and then you're looking at the bench and you're saying, "Oh, do you know what? Let's change out. Let's bring Kai Havertz and Gabriel Martinelli on." That's a completely different option. Yep. Like, imagine, like now, who are we bringing on now? Mertesacker.
What's a big on Neto?
Yeah. I don't know why we can't just sneak over to Chelsea and swap Netos and see if they'd notice. but that's what worries me more. When obviously I get every team has an injury crisis. And then I look at the bench and then I see like who's on the bench, and I don't know, maybe is that Nathan Butler? Surely they're seeing something in training that thinks that he can't get a game. But like you said about Sterling, I don't know. I think it's just kind of unfortunate as well, because we've got all those injuries and we've got on paper, Liam, like we said about Sterling. I remember doing the deadline day thing with you, but on paper, it was probably a good signing. So I think Arteta's been unfortunate. But
no one thought he'd be this bad. I mean, we all moaned about it. We thought, well, hang on. I mean, he gave that little video, did a little speech. Oh, you haven't seen the best of me, yeah, blah blah blah. And it's been, it's just the stuff of nightmares. It's
His
just been
agent
so
played-
bad. I mean,
his
even
agent
bless him,
played the
he
blinder.
tried to score a penalty and he missed it. It's just, I don't know. He needs a moment. I don't know if he's ever going to get one. But
This is the problem, though, isn't it? Like, we're trying to do things that we did last year. Like, we tried the buy trip like last year. Like, we tried this give a player a penalty like we did with Havertz last year. Do you know what I mean? We're trying all this stuff that we did last year, and it's all backfiring against us this year. Do you know what I mean? Like, things are totally not going for us this year. Let's be honest about that in a lot of ways, because there's certain red cards that I don't believe red cards. There's red cards that I do believe is red card. Do you know what I mean? If I'm being totally honest, yeah. The one that people say didn't think was a red card, but I thought it was absolutely stupid and naive, was Trossard against Man City. Do you know what I mean? Just don't kick the ball away. Whether it's a quarter of a second, a half second, just don't kick the ball away. Do you know what I mean?
No, like,
there's so much naivety in the team. And I was sitting there thinking about this today. Does that kind of stem into the management team as well? Is the naivety there? Because situations like that, where we get players sent off a game after the next game after for exactly the same thing, for me screams naivety. But then I look at other things like us continuously losing to teams like Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? And just bending over for them. I look at the Fulham games and I think, why now have we not beaten Fulham in the last 3 games? Do you know what I mean? Aston Villa love to calls us some kind of little ricket from time to time. Do you know what I mean? There's another one. So you start looking at all these games. West Ham is obviously at home. And the thing that absolutely really gets into my head about West Ham is, right? We lost to them at home and scored nothing. We've gone to their place and scored 11 goals.
That's crazy. He just smash it against the wall. It's unbelievable.
And the thing with West Ham, though, is that we've been like that for years, if we're honest as well. Like, years ago, weren't they like the first team to beat us at the Emirates, last one at Highbury?
Yeah, I agree.
Do you remember that when he pocketed ours at Ozil?
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? Like them. So we've had them issue. This is where I'll come to. Like, I think at the club there's a mentality issue. Whether that, I don't think it necessarily comes from Arteta, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I think it's an Arsenal issue. I agree with the bit with naive, like, but I do think people need to realise and understand that this is Arteta's first job. So this is where I think he needs to have more experienced people around him. And I know people might not agree with me, but I do feel Arteta has been sold down the river by parts of the club.
Well, the whole Edu situation, it was all.
Yeah.
Will we ever find out? I mean, no one. This bloke
Jason
Ato, this is the person that seems to be in charge of doing whatever he's doing, which is nothing. And if people are saying we're signing this Benjamin Sesko, who's doing the deal? We don't know who's doing it. You know, it might as well be. You know, so that's the worry. Everyone's going, you're going to get a striker, but we have no idea who's going to be sorting this shit out.
And that's the problem. Like, you can't just say, like, obviously we see it, guys, online. You see, we should get this one, that one, this one, that one. Yeah, we should. But we ain't got a director of football, guys. So maybe they need to sort that out first.
We've got to be careful. There's a lot of teams behind us bunching up. And if we can't score a goal, we're not going to get many wins. And they're a bit twitchy. And he said last night at Martinelli,
we might be fifth by then.
A few weeks away. Well, that's the thing. It's we're joking, but because
it's
a worry.
So that is the next ambition for me, and I know that sounds really defeatist, but it's getting that automatic Champions League spot because, like, we all know, the title race is over. Forget about the title race. Like, Nottingham Forest, I can't believe I'm saying this, they're not actually that far behind us. They're getting some really big results.
I do think they're going to slip down.
Yeah.
I'll be honest yesterday. Like, I found it a bit of an intriguing game yesterday in terms of not that the game was good, because I didn't think the game was good whatsoever. But
it's awful.
I thought Forest might have had a bit more of a go, if I'm being totally honest. I think they could have got, if they really kind of win at it, I think they could have won the game, if I'm being totally honest. Like
Yeah.
I think at the moment,
Calafiore was in a booking after 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and he didn't go near him.
yeah. And I didn't think they got to him.
Yeah.
So I thought they would get to him. Like, I'm going to be honest, yeah, I'd have took Calafiore, even though he hit the post, I'd have took him off after 20 minutes, mate. He was absolutely horrific, absolutely horrific in that.
You know what I think we should do with him? Stick him up front.
You're not the first person to
Stick
say
him out
that.
there out of the way. I think he caused them all sorts of problem, mate. Yeah, I think he was very unlucky with that chance. That was a good effort. You know, he's definitely got a shot on him, and he's obviously lights going forward. I mean, what? Not funny. What the fuck have we got to lose? You know what I mean? Marino, bless him, he struck gold and he come on, but like I said, he hasn't really had any service chances. And I think that ship has sailed. So why not give Calafiore? I think Calafiore would be more of a
though,
nuisance.
yeah, right, playing up front, yeah, right. It's easy saying that you can put all these people like Marino up front, do you know what I mean? But it's a specialist position. You're playing back to goal. You're not getting the chances like you'll get, like what Calafiore would get if he's running in from a left back position. Do you know what I mean? It's such a specialist position that, and it's such a unique one.
That's what I mean, though. Who is playing up front in the youth team at the moment? Who are the Wilshire's under 21 team?
It's that young kid, isn't it?
Edwards, is it?
You got Edwards, but then I think Max Dowden's been like rushed through.
He can't play in the Premier League this year. He's tired.
No, but I think that's what. Like, I don't want to say this in case people from Arsenal are watching, so please don't turn off. But maybe they're waiting for him to play a few more games to try and push him up the level even more. That don't mean I think we're not going to sign a striker. We're just relying on Max Dowden. But I don't know, like Edwards, but then. I think this is where you see like the difference in the level because, no offence, like Nathan Butler scored a few goals in the under-21s, but he can't even get a look in. So, and then you're seeing people like Amari Hutchinson. Like, where's he? I don't even know where he is now. Is it Blackburn or something?
Is that the one that's? No, who's
Oh,
the
is
lad
it
that's at
Ipswich?
Ipswich?
Sorry,
Is that
yeah.
Amari Hutchinson? He's not actually doing it bad. Who was that other lad? It's Coach
Yeah, that's
Dewberry.
the one I'm thinking of. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So,
yeah, he went to Brighton, didn't he?
This is the thing, right? These players, right, should have hung around this year because, like, you even look at Reece Nelson. Like, I still don't get why we transferred Reece Nelson now to get Sterling in. Like Reece Nelson, I know he's injured at the moment, but we don't know what
he's out for the season. He's
we don't know what will happen this year, but he'd be given a good chance, mate, and he would have scored goals as well. That's the difference with the Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson
and Smith Rowe.
So
and Fabio Vieira.
Yeah, the Vieira one was the one that I didn't get. Like,
that doesn't make any sense. We're going out for a midfielder. And
they could have brought him back as well potentially. Like the Smith Rowe one, I kind of still I don't know unless they was going to play Smith Rowe in the front three.
You're playing in the front three at the moment, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, mate. I'd take Jeremy Aliadier in the front three.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Obviously, you know, away he goes there, and Arsenal fans must be so pissed off with the ball. They are going to buy a striker with no intention of actually buying one, and that's my thought process. I don't. The moment they come out with this and let fucking Ornstein break about the Subamendi links, yeah, right. It said to me straight away, they're not buying no one. They're trying to appease the fans to keep them sweet.
I still don't even think we're going to get him, mate. Like, I don't trust that ball to buy any player we link with, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's like how long we've been wanting a striker?
We get Champions League, mate. We won't be signing shit at all.
How long we've been wanting a striker? What, since Aubameyang went? Let's be honest. What's that? Is that 3 years, 4 years?
Madness.
So we've sold Aubameyang for that. Right. This is our forwards. We've got rid of right. Got rid of Aubameyang, and we use wingers as well. Yeah, right. We've got rid of Aubameyang. Yeah. Got rid of Lacazette. Got rid of Balogun.
Lacazette.
Got rid of Pepe. Got rid of Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, great.
Got rid, obviously, the young kid went to Manchester United.
Yeah.
Body mine. Yeah. And you start looking at it, right? You think, okay, so there's 5 attacking players already. There's 5 attacking players that I've mentioned already, right?
Yeah.
And the only natural striker, he's not a natural striker for me, that we brought in is Gabriel Jesus. Out of all them 5. So we got rid of Balogun because we didn't want Balogun or Eddie Nketiah both on the bench. So it was one or the other.
They even got rid of that other one, didn't they? The one that Monaco.
Monaco.
There's another one. There's your 6th one.
And he's running in goals for fun for Monaco.
What is the problem here? What is the problem? Like, it's okay, Sam. We're waiting for the unique striker. We're waiting for what fits the mold and everything, right? But sooner or later, like now, things have to give. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just always say we're going to wait for the summer. We're going to wait for the summer. We're going to wait for the summer. Like, this was a very unique situation we was in
I just wonder if it is more like might sound like I'm proper backing Arteta here, but I just wonder if it is most of the ball taking the lead with that. Because let's be honest, one of making the mould, Isak was there. Isak and Kudos were there before they went to West Ham and Newcastle respectively. And they would have cost probably half of the money what they would potentially cost now. So what, I don't know, when Arteta keeps saying, oh, it's the right player, I just wonder, as has he been told, oh, well, we want these specific players and that's that. Because why? Don't tell me Arteta's sitting there saying, "Oh, I don't want Isak, I don't want Gyökeres, I don't want Jonathan Davids, I don't want Ollie Watkins,
Even Tony.
Ivan Toney." Yeah,
That's another strange one.
I don't want any of them. Like, I think Ollie Watkins was a PR stunt. I'll be honest.
Well, we all did. We all did. From the moment it come out, right, it stinked the PR stunt. Like,
so that's what I mean. So don't tell me Arteta's sitting there saying, "Oh, I'll be all right." I just can't.
No, I don't believe that either. I don't believe it's like
how angry he was last night in his interview. He was fuming, mate. Absolutely fuming.
And you can't blame him. Like,
no, definitely not.
I tell you, he walks before he gets sacked.
I said this earlier, actually.
Yeah,
I could see him walking
all
out.
These top clubs would be licking their lips.
Do you see him walking out then?
If they don't back him in the summer, yeah. And I think because everyone bands on that the Kroenke'S have backed the club. So that squad, when Emery, just after Wenger left, probably needed about 800 to 900 million worth of repair. They jumped on the bandwagon for the Super League, then they shit themselves because of the thing they were getting back from it. I thought, oh no, what should we do? Oh, well, let's just go and spend 105 million on Declan Rice. But remember, that's paid over 5 years, so it's not actually 105 million. And like, where have they backed him after that? They bought in Neto and Sterling.
This is the thing, isn't it? Like, we got backed more, right, when we didn't get into the Champions League, and this just stinks, right. When Arsene Wenger was there, right, a little bit different because Arsene Wenger never obviously had the money. Do you know what I mean? We know the job that he had to do there, but he'd get top 4 year after year, and that would be fine. That would be it.
Yeah,
and this is my point with the Kroenke'S, right? I don't think they care. Yeah, someone said to me, "Oh, about Arteta being sacked," and I don't think that whatsoever. By the way, just putting it out there. But I said, like, Arteta's never going to get sacked, right? Because he's achieving top 4. Like, this is renowned in this club, right? If you get top 4, you don't get sacked. Yeah, it hasn't happened, has it? It hasn't happened. So it's quite.
Who are you bringing in? And everyone keeps saying Inzaghi. What's Inzaghi going to do anything different than Arteta without the players? Like,
if you ain't got a striker, you ain't got a striker.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what's he going to bring in? Some, like, I don't know. No disrespect, Moses Keane, like some young. You know, so I just think, if Arteta walked, there would be about 5 or 6 top European clubs waiting for that.
This is where my problem is, right? My problem stems from the July transfer window, the summer transfer window. This is where my issue lies, right? We all sat on a show, a lot of us, and we all went through what we wanted in the new year. I mean, the new season, and everyone spoke about 3 positions.
Yeah.
A left winger, a striker, a centre midfielder. Now, there was absolute nothing around that winger apart from Nico Williams, which was impossible at that point. There was literally, we'd be talking week after week about strikers. Names were coming and going every week, weren't it? Benjamin Sesko first of all, then he signed, then he come out and said that just for the Euros he weren't going to leave his club. Then it was Kroenke'S. We had all that talk. That didn't happen. And then it just went into a bit of a period where actually there is no one else. Do you know what I mean? There's literally, it just went dead and it just went quiet and there was nothing. And then we end up being Mickey Mourinho in. Now, don't get me wrong. He's probably a very good squad player, Mikel Mourinho. But for me,
he ain't no first 11
no.
player.
So yeah, he's not raising the level of the first team. Do you know what I mean? Whatsoever. He's not.
And I do, like, in defence, I do get the sentiment that there are more options in the summer. That's not me backing the club. I do get that obviously you potentially could go out and get, I'm not saying they will because I don't think they will, you could go out and get Garcia, the goalkeeper, Zubimendi, Cunha from Wolves, Williams from wherever, and a striker.
So why get rid of Aaron Ramsdale?
Well, this is what my point is. What's the point of it? You might as, like, because wasn't that I played one game, I think.
It's an embarrassing transfer. It's literally right. Stopped us from getting anyone in the summer, isn't it? It's an embarrassing transfer. It's embarrassing first and foremost, right? Because he can't play in the League Cup, which is one of the only cup competitions he's going to play in. If we're being realistically honest,
and this is what I think people forget about. Everyone jumps on Arteta and all that, and how great Edu was. Let's have it right. Edu brought in Neto and Sterling, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well. Yeah, and it's totally crippled the club.
Yeah,
it's totally crippled the club. Do you know what I mean?
And that Calafiori, I'm not dead against Calafiori as a player, but why at that time? Why did we
£40 million have a fullback? Yeah,
we've got about 7 fullbacks.
Is he better than any other fullback we got? Because in my opinion, yeah, right. And here's another one for you. Once Ben White gets back fit, mate, I'm putting Timber straight back to left back. Bit harsh on Skelly, yeah, right. But you know what? In my opinion and in my eyes, our best defence this season was Ben White right back, Timber left back, Saliba Gabriel centre backs.
And people forget Lewis Skelly's a midfielder.
Exactly.
He can play really well at left back. So that's an option. Obviously, I think we'd party and Jorginho will be going, but Lewis Skelly can play there. But I just don't think at that time, is Calafiori, was that more need? I don't think that was needed as much as a striker or a winger. Like, I just don't know. I don't get the transfer strategy when it comes to forward players. Like, even like Trossard at the time when they bought him, maybe it was a shrewd signing. But I was looking more at Trossard, Liam, as a squad player that would come and get you a goal.
But I'm sure Arteta thinks that as well. To be fair, I'm sure he thinks that. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's we talk about players that we've been looking to get. Like, we tried to get Mudryk in, apparently, a few years ago, Now, I'm just bringing up his name because we tried it. We was linked that we were trying to get him in, right? So we was trying to look for that profile player, that young, at that age, right, to get him into the club.
Yeah.
We didn't get him into the club. So we brought Trossard in, who's done a bit of a he's done a half decent job at times. Do you know what I mean? But for me, he's clearly just not consistent enough to play at this club level. And then more than part game roles, like you're saying, off the bench, that kind of stuff. He can make some impact there, and he can cause some influence there. But that's where it ends, isn't it? So we tried to get Mudryk 2 years ago, but now we're like literally been waiting for a left winger for the last 2 years. And it's like, we have to play out this scenario before it happens. So we have to prove for another season that these two players ain't good enough. But I could tell you last season, Martinelli's not good enough. Do you know what I mean? I could tell you last season, Trossard's not good enough. Like, I remember coming out...
The problem I've got now, Liam, is, like, if we're being honest, before we probably could have said, 4 or 5 players would take us over the line. I think that's gone up to about 8. Because I don't think we have any options. So that's why I think now we need 2 strikers. I think we need probably a winger on both sides, a midfielder. I'm up to 6 already.
I think we need 4. I think we need 5 to 6 players. I think we need 5 to 6 players.
That's minimum.
You need a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
You need a goalkeeper. You're going to need a first choice centre midfielder, definitely. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm talking about a Submendi kind of player. Like you said, 2 strikers, definitely. Right, and then you're looking at the left winger. You're not going to lose both of them. So Martinelli's going to probably stay. Do you know what I mean? But I think Trossard potentially will be the one who'll go. I think we'll keep Martinelli because the thing is we can we can play Martinelli in different positions as well. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a bit of a
he's still young. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying with that. That's what you're saying we need now. So
yeah, we do, and I think we probably need another centre back as well. If I'm being totally honest.
But what happens then when Tierney, Jorginho, Nelson, Zinchenko, all them lot leave?
But they're replacing them, really, aren't they? We're replacing them with better players.
Yeah,
we're not selling. We're only selling Trossard.
Yeah, maybe.
So if you sell Trossard, yeah, right, you get another left winger in. That's him and Martinelli competing with each other, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't like this situation, yeah, right, where we're versatile in players in different positions. So for example, I'll give you a really good example. Ben White, yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's basically William Saliba's cover. If William Saliba gets injured. But wait a minute, if actually Ben White gets injured and William Saliba gets injured at the same time, because actually Ben White's a right back. If Ben White gets injured, it's not just the right back position it affects the centre back position as well.
No,
because then if Saliba gets injured or Timber gets injured, you're putting either a party at right back, but who are you putting right centre back? Because actually there ain't another right centre back.
And I think that's the problem we've had at left back, mate. Because if everyone's fit, you would I think we've said, wouldn't we, would have White right back, Gabriel Saliba, and probably Timber on that left side.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's our best back four, obviously with Raya and goal. But like you say, if anyone's getting injured, like you say, you've got a couple of injuries. Like no disrespect to him, Kivior's not at the level, is he? No. I think we know that, and that's why I'm saying I think we need 6 or 7 players like minimum, which I just don't see the ball doing that. I don't understand why they didn't. If they can go for Sterling, why didn't they go to Chelsea in January and say it's not worked out, bang, gone, and then gone to United and said we'll take Rashford? I
didn't send the goalkeeper back, mate, and just played at the Stretford and Porter as the second.
Yeah, because everyone keeps telling me they're too young, but they're not playing. So what does it matter?
Yeah.
I don't know.
At the end of the day, yeah, but what I see of Neto, yeah, right, in that game, yeah, right, I'm not sure you can get any bloody worse. Do you know what I mean? I think the problem is as well, though, let's be honest, right? He's waited 5 months to play for Arsenal. That's probably the other problem as well, that he's actually waited 5 months because actually we brought a goalkeeper who's cup tied. And he's not going to.
Unbelievable.
The thing with Raya, he's made a couple of little mistakes as well, but he ain't got no pressure on him, has he?
No.
What's it? He knows he ain't getting dropped for Neto or Tommy Shepard. At least with Ramsdale there, we see that obviously vice versa, but the pressure's there. I just don't. The Neto one, I don't. Everyone keeps telling me, but it made sense. It didn't make sense to me back then, and it don't make sense to me now.
No, I think that's the one that's really going to chew. You kind of understand why they got Sterling in at the time, but the Neto one was a bit of a. Do you know what I mean? It was a bit. It's just tied. It's basically tied us up in knots because I actually think we'd been well in for Rashford if
Do you
guys
actually think the board will spend over 200 million in the summer? I know they have to, but
I think they've got to. I think they've got to because the thing is they've already come out about Subamendi, so there's 50 million of it gone already, and we're talking with 50 million gone already on Subamendi. We're talking that we want 2. Whether we get 2 strikers, I'm not so sure. Do you know what I mean? I think we'll get 1. I don't see us getting 2. I've heard the rumours that we're going to get Sesko and Watkins, but I believe that when I see that.
Remember, Jesus is out till Christmas as well, I think.
I just think they'll go with a new striker with Havertz. So.
Yeah, could do that. Sure. I forgot about Havertz.
Yeah, I think they'll just go with them 2. I'll be very surprised if they got 2. If they do, brilliant, happy days. Do you know what I mean? But
the only way we get Watkins for me is if Aston Villa don't get Champions League, because then they.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd be surprised if we went for Watkins now.
They have to sell, surely. Surely they'd have to sell Villa because they must be in banning trouble if they don't make Champions League.
Their wages, as you said earlier, and they're they don't get Champions League football. They're fact. Their wage struck the highest out of all of the clubs and all the regulations. They're in a bad position if they don't get that money. Yeah, no, too right. No.
But yeah, that's what worries me. Like, obviously, I know the left winger we're looking at is probably either the one from Wolves or Nico Williams. I don't see him getting both personally, but
I think Nico Williams more than I reckon there's something in that, but I don't know. Who knows?
yeah, it's just but the release clauses are there, aren't they? So like, I know people can say, "I'll just pay the release clause," but if football transfers are easy, I think everyone would do it, wouldn't they? But I did. But what worries me is if Jorginho and Partey leave, we haven't got many options in that six.
And Zinchenko as well. Don't forget, he'll go as well.
Yeah,
so that's three possible.
Maybe another two midfielders will be needed. To be fair,
but then Miles Skelly might get pushed into that position.
Well, it could potentially be as well. Like the other way looking at it is, I don't think they will look at the right hand side.
Ben White can play defensive mid as well.
Who?
Ben White. He played there for Leeds.
Yeah, I don't think he's good enough to do that for us though.
No, but not Zinchenko or Jorginho or Partey, but all there.
No, well, I think Partey is on his day, but Zinchenko, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like it's got to the point now where I think Arteta is just lost of ideas and he's just doing anything to try and make it a reaction.
He's got nothing else. Yeah, he's got nothing else. He can't do anything else.
We're saying that putting Timber at left back, so it actually goes right. We got about 3 or 4 left backs, but we're actually saying we want our right back to play left back. Like that's how twisted this is at the moment. But the factuals are, when we had Timber at left back and we had White at right back, we was sound. We was absolutely sound, and I look forward to us getting back to that because
that partnership he had with Ben White had with Bukayo Saka on that side. That's why I think you have to play Ben White there.
100%.
And maybe that helps the left-hand side out because if you've got Timber at left back, whoever your left-hand, like, don't know, it might make.
And Odegaard misses
I actually
playing
thought
with
Timber
him as
was
well.
getting a good relationship with Odegaard and Saka before Saka got injured. I actually thought they looked pretty good, but they're not to the Ben White level at the moment whatsoever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we've missed Ben White more than I know. Bukayo Saka gets all the plaudits because, I think we saw that stat, didn't we? Like, is he the third highest goal scorer for us and top assist? He's been out 3 months, but what Ben White done for the team on and off the ball, I don't think spoke about far enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other skeleton in the room at the moment, Martin Odegaard. He's formed. I think both him and Declan Rice we need to discuss. If I'm being,
he's got a stupid little goatee jaws, a stupid little bum fluff energy top. Just give it a bit. I'll do it.
I think we need to discuss both Odegaard and Rice at the moment. If I'm being totally honest, I expect a lot more from both players. If I'm being totally honest, and I get that they're struggling with players in front of them, but let's be honest. I know he would have been offside. Again, Odegaard, but he's not finishing his chances. He's literally not finishing any chances he's getting. And it is costing us. It is costing us. It cost us against Manchester United with a penalty. He's had so many decent chances and he's not converting them. But he just doesn't seem the same player without Saka. And I get they've got a great relationship and great going on the pitch. But come on, man, surely he's better than that. What is the issue here?
Is it too much?
Shooting, he doesn't seem to want to shoot.
Is it too much pressure?
He just knows he's got to score.
A lot of pressure as well, isn't it? Like you think when we had players that say Bukayo Saka, Kai Havertz, they were scoring or setting up goals. I thought that brought the best out in Martin Odegaard. Whereas if he don't do it, it's no one else at the minute, is it? And I just think he's just hit a really bad run of form, which is a question you have to ask about Odegaard because he does always have that bad run of form.
At the moment, he gets the ball and looks up and there's nothing. He's thinking, who the fuck do I pass to?
So then he's feeling that.
His best mate Havertz in the team isn't playing with him, and he's got no confidence.
So he's feeling that pressure to think, I'm looking up, there's no one there. I'll just take the shot on, but he's not confident in himself, really. And this goes back to Liam, the mentality of the team. I'll be honest, I don't think Saliba's been as great as everyone thinks this season.
No,
Like,
I think it's been poor. And everyone was getting really excited last night when he did that challenge, but he only had to make that challenge because he made the original fucker.
Yeah.
Is there a worry that Real Madrid could come in for William Sleeve?
I think his head's been turned already, mate.
Yeah,
it's like Nicholas Anelka number 2.
Yeah, that's what I think it is as well.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if he disappeared.
I've got a really nagging feeling about William Saliba. Like you, I don't think he would. I don't want to question him too much, but I don't think he would consider. If he stays, I think he'll stay for one more season.
Yeah, I don't think he's not someone who stays for another 4 or 5 years.
No.
And I was already thinking about like kind of replacements, and I was thinking actually one of the players that I could see Arsenal being linked with if we did sell him be Mark Guay in Crystal Palace, because I think
Brampthwaite.
There's a young lad at Ajax as well.
Yeah, you got Joel Hato. I reckon it's between the Palace defender you just said, Liam, Joel Hato or Brampthwaite from Everton.
Yeah, I think I would like to see us go for Guahi, because I think obviously he's captain Crystal Palace, and he's played in the Premier League, and I think like he's played for England as well. He had a really good summer. I think he's a player who could really come in and do a good job. But do you know what I mean? Like, I'd be looking at that kind of player anyway, if I'm being totally honest, even if Sleeve was there, because I think we need more competition across the back. And when he talks about competition in players, like I'll be getting like the best centre back. Like, do you remember like when we won the league in 2001? Like we had Sol Campbell, Martin Keown, and Tony Adams all competing with each other. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that bit of competition, but yeah, I do think that it wouldn't surprise me if he goes. But I do think potentially we might be able to keep hold of him for one more year. But if you don't win nothing, he ain't staying. End of.
The thing is, if you like, I'm not saying that. Let's say Real Madrid go and say in the summer or whenever there's 140 million. Like, anyone who thinks the club are refusing that are deluded.
I think it's not a player that I want to lose whatsoever, if I'm being totally honest. But 140 million, yeah. I just go back to Coutinho at Liverpool. Look how that changed them. It changed them, mate, when they sold Coutinho for 140 million. Exactly. They went and got Van Dijk and Alisson out of that money.
Yeah, exactly.
And so if you used to get 140 million for Saliba and replace 2 big positions out of that money, but you've got to go and do it. You've got to get the right players. Do you know what I mean? You've got to find the right players. They found the right players. They found the right goalkeeper. They found the right centre-back. And if we're being totally honest with you, them 2 players are the reason why, part of the reason why they are where they are today.
It's an honest question. And actually someone asked me this the other day. And it's quite a fantasy answer. If you sold Saliba for 150 million, but that meant you brought in Jamal Musiala and Victor Gyökeres, would you do it?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So, mate, you get me a centre back as well, mate. Fucking hell. I don't want to see Jacob Kimmel.
When you look at it as a question, you think, hold on a minute.
But we score
most people will be like, oh no, Saliba, he's unsellable. Like, I'm not saying I want him to go, because I think he's probably one of the best centre backs in the world. But when you look at the money, it's like it puts that question in your head, doesn't it?
I think it's big money. It's big money. I think they will try and get one more year out of him. I think there'll be an agreement, like they usually is with these players.
Yeah.
I think we'll get another year out. I do think we'll get another year out of him. But I think after the year, even if we won the league, I think he goes. I think he goes for a record centre-back transfer fee record. To Real Madrid, do you know what I mean? And the positive out of that be is that actually we're going to make really good money for once on a player. Like when we think of the past, do you know what I mean? We haven't made the best money out of players. We're useless. We're absolutely useless at it. But when we sell Saliba, we should be selling. We should be. I'm hoping we'll sell him for a centre back, a defensive world transfer record. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think we take anything under 100 million.
Nah, and why would you? Why would you? Because he's not going to be easy to replace whatsoever. But do you know what? Sometimes you don't technically need. Like, this is the thing with him, isn't it? Like, he's so good, but he's had his moments this season. Yeah. If we're being quite critical,
I do think Gabriel's been better than him.
Gabriel's been playing the season for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Player of the season for Arsenal, without a shadow of a doubt. He's been. But yeah, I just think that we could replace him. We're not going to replace him with the same kind of player, but we could replace him. And I think if we shrewdly replaced him, and we could end up like maybe not better off at centre back in terms of his ability, but it might help the team longer term.
The way I look at it is that if you compared it back to like years ago, obviously when I don't like talking about him that much, we know like when City, obviously when Company left or retired, like I think we all know he was probably one of the good centre halves. Yeah. They brought in someone like Ruben Diaz, then he's not playing as much. They brought in someone like. So there's always going to be players that maybe might not be as good, but can still do as good of a job as they did. But I think the money talks, because that money, like you said, with Liverpool, basically has set them up to where they are now. Let's be honest.
I think you've got to applaud Liverpool in a lot of ways. And I know it's quite painful for me to say that, and it's painful for you. But you have got to applaud them in terms of they're going to win the title second time in 5 years, is it? Like, they haven't gone out and spent like loads and loads and loads in transfer window. Like there's been so many years where they've sat there and they brought no one in.
They got 60 million for Jordan Ive and Dominic Solanke. So, like
they've done it, in my opinion. Yeah, right. Liverpool have done it the right way. Liverpool have shown how you can do it. I think Liverpool have modelled themselves really well in terms of what they've done over the last few years. Like, to be honest, I honestly think if Klopp hadn't retired last year and resigned when he did, I think they would have gone closer in terms of the title last year, because they've got the big name players, they've got the big game players. Do you know what I mean? They've got the experience. That's the difference now between them and us. It's a big difference.
I do think if you take Salah, I'd be interested to see what happens with them in the summer if Salah, Trent, and them not go. I will.
I will, but I think they can attract the player. I think don't get me wrong. There's going to be a lull period there. Yeah. I don't think they're going to win the title next year. If I'm being totally honest, I'm not even sure that whether they'll be around it. If they lose Trent Alexander and Trent Alexander, Arnold and Salah, and potentially Van Dijk's a year old or Alisson's a year old, I think that's going to be pretty hard for them.
But they would have signed by now, surely. I just think it's very weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
They're so close to winning the league, and you would have thought, right, are you signing or not? Get it over. I just think it. Yeah,
maybe they've said they're just concentrating on the title first. And foremost.
But yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me, mate. If they end up giving him a new deal, it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever.
No, you would. I mean, I just don't see why. It's madness. He's basically carried them to the title.
Could you imagine our fan base if that was Saka?
If Salah was up for grabs, would you take him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, I'll tell
you now.
England now, is he?
Well, who knows? If Man City comes sniffing around him, mate.
Nah, mate. He's going to Saudi Arabia, mate, where the money is, mate.
I think it's important.
Why would you want to go Saudi? He's still arguably the best player in the world. Why would you want to go there now? I don't think he'll go there. I think he's holding out for Barcelona or something. I'll be surprised if
one big payday, mate. One big payday.
Yeah.
Him and his family out for the rest of their lives.
Oh, they've got enough money.
I think that's just that we do still need experienced players at the club. So, like, I know we seem to want to go for younger players, but if there's someone who's quite a good player, like Insensio, for example,
especially if Jorginho and Zinchenko are all leaving. That's a lot of experience.
That's what I mean. So that's a lot of people leaving. So, are you saying, Liam, about Declan Rice? I think the issue with him, not that there is much of an issue because he's like one of my favourites, is I don't think he knows where he's meant to play.
I've got a concern.
Like, I think he's sick. Like, I know people keep trying to put him as 8. Like, he's a number 6 for me, but I think he needs to have somewhat. Like, if we've got Rice and Zubimendi together, like, that's the partnership for me. Like, that's sort of like them two. But what worries me is that there's just too much pressure on him.
I've got a concern. I'm going to be totally honest. I've got a concern. Yeah, I've got a concern. All right, I've been watching him the last few games, mate. He don't look happy.
No.
He don't look. I'm going to tell you now. He don't look happy. And I thought about this more and more. Yeah, right. Like, I know he weren't having a good game against West Ham. Anyone could have been subbed off that game.
I
But
thought that was very strange. That it took him off.
I don't think that was. I don't think that would have gone down well with Declan Rice in terms of it's embarrassing for him.
No.
It's embarrassing for him. It's bad enough they're 1-0 down here,
Yeah.
right? But he's getting barricaded by the West Ham fans, mocked by the West Ham fans. He's the first player to walk off the pitch here, right? In that game. Yeah.
Ultimate humiliation, mate.
It is humiliation. And we're talking about a guy who could put one set piece in and then it's 1-1. And I know he wasn't having a good game, but there was a lot of other players that weren't having a good game. Personally, myself, I'd have kept him on because do you know what? He might give you something. He might not, but he might give you something. Is Zinchenko going to give you something? Zinchenko ain't going to give you nothing. Do you know what I mean?
And anyone who can give you an
Might give you
opportunity, anyone who can give you an opportunity like Declan Rice does, you keep on. Like,
But he keeps on trying. He's not a shirker. He might be having the most happy.
But then if you look
he'll keep going.
if you look at the attitude of some of the players towards Arteta, all you have to do is look at Trossard. Like, he's got a big issue. I don't care what anyone says. He's got a massive, massive issue.
But yeah, a massive issue in Brighton, mate.
Yeah, and he's got an issue with Arteta just the way he's been. But I just wonder if Declan Rice is like we've seen, like he's not happy. Is that more? That could be just more at the club as well, because like he was one of the people that come out and said about in a roundabout way we need players.
Yeah. They know they need something. Yeah, they've had no help at all.
I just think that substitution is not help. I don't think that, when he comes off arguing with Gabriel last night, it starts adding up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It starts adding up. Like he's coming off with Gabriel arguing. He's been ripped off the pitch. I just think that wouldn't have gone down well with him. I don't think that it wouldn't have gone down well with me, mate. Can you imagine it? Like you're the captain of that team, mate. You was the captain of that team. You literally, you won the only European trophy they're probably ever likely to get, and he's getting absolutely fucking mocked off the pitch, and then he's getting ripped off by his manager.
And they obviously see it as obviously they've had their cup final, haven't they? Like they're champions of the Galaxy and. They've won the Declan Rice derby because that's how they see it, don't they? Like they don't like it's all to get as much against Declan Rice. They don't care about them beating Arsenal. I think it's more that they've beat Declan Rice personally.
Yeah. So in terms of Arteta, I mean Arteta and Declan Rice, right? Where is Rice's best position? Because I was thinking about this before, and he hasn't. Let's be honest. He hasn't cut up any trains on that left-hand side, has he?
No.
I thought we would get a lot more out of him. I felt, right, in the first season when he first come in, he was getting into areas where he was getting onto the end of things to getting shooting opportunities. But I'm not even seeing that now. Do you know what I mean? And I do wonder, like, where is his best position? Is it number 6 or is it number 8? Like, for me, he's not scoring enough goals at the moment. When I think of Granit Xhaka in that last season, like he mastered that position at the end. Like we actually miss him because he actually mastered that position, and he scored about 10 to 15 goals in that last season. Yeah, and that's what we need. I don't think we need 10 to 15 if I'm being totally honest, but we need at least Odegaard to be getting. Well, I think Odegaard needs to be getting at least 10. Do you know what I mean?
I'll take 1 at the minute.
Yeah, exactly. But you look at the other side, you think anything between 5 upwards, you'd be happy with, wouldn't you? So if Declan Rice gets you 5 to 10 goals a season, you'd be happy with it, wouldn't you? But
yeah, well, I don't understand.
Is he a DM? Is he just a DM?
Yeah, what I don't understand is if they are going for Zubimendi, what does that mean? They're gonna, because I might be wrong, but don't he play 6, Zubimendi?
I think he'll stay here. So I think Zubimendi will come in at 6. He'll dictate.
Yeah, so that means Declan Rice is going to have to try and play that 8 role, and then if he does, then I don't want it to be a double pivot, Liam. If you know what I mean, I don't want it to be 2 holding midfielders. That number 8 needs to be an offensive 8 going forward. So, to be honest, Declan does need to probably become more attack minded. But then, does that mean he loses out on his defensive responsibility? But then, or
going forward, are they going to put Lewis Skelly or Waneri in there?
Yeah, or
and
do they
have Rice and Zubimendi alternating?
Yeah, that's what I mean as well, Brooksy. Like they could alternate Rice and
Problem
Zubimendi.
is, we've got so many players that can play in so many different positions, which is great. But then sometimes they're not good enough to hold down one position by himself.
Well, this is what I'm saying, mate. This is what my whole issue with Ben White when he gets injured, because he don't just. It's like one area at the moment, yeah, right. Actually, if he gets injured, yeah, right. What he does is, yeah, right. We haven't got a right winger at the moment, but also we ain't got a replacement for Odegaard either. So it's all right having these players that can alternate, but once you lose them, you're losing two positions.
Yeah.
Or you're jeopardising two positions.
Yeah, I agree.
My personal opinion is, yeah, right. I think Zubimendi, if he comes in like you said, sitting at number. He's there to dictate the play. Like he will be our Rodri, as such. You know what I mean? That's what he's going to be there for. I think he'll get the ball quicker to players at the moment. You know what I mean? I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the problem with Partey at the moment, mate, you don't know what Thomas Partey is going to turn up. You get the world-class Thomas Partey for a game, but then you get the other Thomas Partey that's slapdash and complacent.
Like yesterday, come on, first thing he done was gave the ball sort of way. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. Like, personally, I still hold against Partey is you can play all these games this season, so where the fuck you been all these other years? What? Because your contract's running out. I feel like he's playing for a new deal, but like you say, Liam, you don't know what Partey you're going to get. I don't think that helps in midfield either.
Yeah. That's the problem. I just
seeing them at right back.
That's the problem, though, isn't it? Like even yesterday, like Jorginho starts, but then you sit there on Saturday and you think, well, why? If he took Rice on, why didn't he bring Jorginho on against West Ham and try and control it? You know what I mean? He brought Zinchenko on. It's like you're scratching your head. Like one. It just seems like one game someone's out of favour, then another game someone else is out of favour. You can't call what the substitution is going to be at the moment. If we're being totally honest, like I didn't see Zinchenko coming on before Thomas Partey yesterday, but that happened in centre midfield.
I just think he if I'm honest, and this is probably my only criticism of one of my criticisms about Arteta, he doesn't know what to do, so he's just throwing.
He's run out of ideas.
Whoever he's got on,
run out of players.
Yeah,
well, basically, he's looking at Zinchenko now, yeah, right, and he's thinking all like Zinchenko's got energy to his game, isn't he? He's looking at it now as, can I bring this energy on into a game? He's not thinking about the literally position at the moment. He's thinking like the energy side of it, because he's got no energy up front.
If you offered Arteta and said to him, "I'll give you a 1-0 win the rest of the games of the season," I know we would all take that, but he would bite your hand off for that, because that's what I think. I mean, he's just run out of options. He don't know what to do, and I don't know if that's on him or it might be a little bit, but I think more of it's he doesn't know what to do. Like personally, I would like we were talking about up front, but we can't because we ain't got a right winger. I would have played Ranieri through the middle, because when he was playing for the under-21s, that's where he played.
Yeah,
but because we ain't got a right winger, we can't.
But the thing is now as well, right, and this is what he will do. He's now seen Ranieri play on the right wing and think he can play on there. So as it goes, the right wing position at the moment is like literally non-employed, isn't it? Like there's a position that we could probably cover. Do you know what? Like I still think I'd still rather have Reece Nelson in the squad. Do you know what I mean?
Well, what harm can he do, mate? You know.
Well, you're not gonna get someone in who's going to be better than Saka at the moment, are you? Like that's not going to happen. No one's going to come in. Want to try and compete with Saka. Do you know what I mean? No. It's like Gav's highlights. All right, Gav, how you doing, mate? Good to see you on here, mate. Only 8 points behind now, mate. Only 8 points behind Chelsea. Just thought I'd put that one out there. But yeah,
title race though.
Yeah.
Bit like
no, I just think that with that right wing position, right, you're not going to get anyone even to the quality to come in, because they know Saka's not going to be in that position all the time. But someone like Reece Nelson, yeah, right. Could played on the right, could played on the left, and do you know what I mean? He would have offered us so much more than what certain players are offering us at the moment.
Yeah, and he probably would have got you a few goals.
Yeah, 100%. He would have got you a few goals
and assists. Do you know what I mean? Like it don't really. You're not asking him to go and score you 15, 20 goals.
Just do something with the ball. Just run at some people. Make a bit of excitement.
Do you know what I mean? Like he just needed in my opinion, he just needed game time. that he just needed a run of games. They like him. I know he's got injured now. People go, "Oh, he's injured. Why are you bringing his name up?" But
He's
you don't know
got
that he got injured for us. It's a totally different complexion.
He scored some big goals for Fulham, mate. You know what I mean? Like before he got injured, he scored some big goals. Like
He was doing well.
and even with Sterling, like I know what everyone's saying. Oh, when he gets the ball, we don't know what to do with it. But he's a professional footballer. Like he's played for City, he's played for England all these times. Surely he must know what he needs to do. Actually, run at a defender. Like I don't know.
I think he's finished, mate. My personal opinion, what I've seen, right, he's finished. I don't see how you come back from this. Like I don't like. He made me laugh. I thought, who's the only club that probably gets something out of him? It's probably Fulham, if I'm laughing at it, because like they've done the same for William. Like William, he was exactly the same for me. He looked finished in his camp, and that's why I'm really surprised that Edu went for Sterling after what happened with William. Like we've made the same mistake twice. Do you know what I mean? We've made the same mistake twice now that we've took these players off like
and like
big wage.
To put your hands up. Yeah, put your hands up. It might like you have to criticise people when you think they're in the run as well. Maybe that was an Arteta issue. Maybe Arteta said to Edu, "Well, I think I can get the best out of him because I did at City." Like I could imagine that conversation. But
do you know what I think? I think they got to transfer deadline day and there was nothing else.
Yeah, and it was the only option. And it was a panic, though.
I think it was the only option. And do you know what, right? You would have been better off, mate, keeping Reece Nelson and just not having that transfer.
Yeah.
But it is what it is now, isn't it? Like he's going to be there at the end of the season. But I just see him sitting there yesterday and I just thought, right, like, I do wonder, like, when you've got a player like that, that can have an effect on the squad.
You're bringing Zinchenko on instead of Raheem Sterling, you know, there's like when you need a goal as well. Like,
that can have an effect on the squad, though, can't it?
Yeah.
And it just worries me. Do you know what I mean? Like, we basically need to get to this international break, but we look at the fixtures and you look at Man United away, and I'm not anyone sitting there going, "Oh yeah, we'll beat them. They're rubbish." But it's Manchester United away, mate. They're going to turn up.
We're rubbish at the moment.
We can't score. Yeah, that's the only thing that helps.
We're rubbish as well.
Because of Onana.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You look at PSV, Guna.
I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Well, if you lose 2-1 or 1, even if you lose by 1 goal, right? Are you confident we can turn it back round now at the moment?
Can't score a goal. So yeah,
and you know what's going to happen in that game? Lucas Perez is going to score because they've signed him.
Oh Jesus!
You know that's going to happen.
But there's a thing though. Like I said, like he was a free agent. We could sign free agents, and apparently Roberto Firmino is a free agent. Why haven't we gone for someone like that? Don't get me wrong. I don't want, but he's a fucking striker. A striker that knows how to be a striker.
That's why I think the board.
I think it's madness we haven't signed someone. I just don't. It doesn't make any sense.
If you get your way in the summer, Guna, what if you had to? If there's 3 players that you got to bring in, who the 3 you bring in?
Well, 2 strikers and a winger. I think we need 2 strikers. We won't get 2 strikers. We definitely
your
get
first choice striker,
and we definitely need a winger.
Mbappe.
No, it's not good enough. No, well, I think we're going to get Cisco. I'll be happy with him. I would prefer Isak, but I'll be happy with Cisco. But I think there's too much in that for it not to happen now. Isak won't happen because it costs too much money, depending on whether they get in the Champions League. Whether we get in the Champions League as well, more to the point. But yeah, I want him. Nico Williams as well. Again, I think there's a lot in that. But yeah, that's the 2 positions we need. We just need goals, don't we? We lack firepower. Defensively, we've got 20 defenders. We're not, we don't concede many goals now. That's not a problem. It's going forward where we've gone really ropey. So we need firepower. So sign all the wingers and attackers you can get. Whether that means we have to sell a few people to.
Well, yeah, we definitely. Well,
overcompensate.
We're not going to. The problem is now we're probably looking to sell Jesus in the summer. That's not going to happen, is it? There's at least 40 million that we could. Because I don't think we'd probably be able to get much.
A midfielder I would go.
if you do sell Trossard,
What are you going to get for him,
then
like 10, 15 million?
2 wingers. Yeah, exactly.
You know, a
It's
midfielder,
just,
I don't know why they wouldn't be all over it in the summer. And I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would. Is Joshua Kimmich. Like, if he's on a free, I don't. Could you imagine the experience what Joshua Kimmich, if that was. It would, I know obviously you're getting too many, but I just think Kimmich would be that level up.
I'd be happy with Cunha.
He can play two positions.
Morgan Gibbs White at Forest. I think he's an excellent midfielder. I think he'd be.
I like Morgan Gibbs White. I think he's a very good player. I think that's a good shout.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I think that's a great shout.
But
I tell you who else I like as well, who I think
Well,
is a really good player. We won't get him, but I watched him the other night and I thought Adam Walton.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if Villa are in trouble. I'd go and look at Morgan Rogers.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's good as well is a lad at Real Betis. Anthony, he's really good. He's actually doing really well. We'd laugh at him, but he's transformed, mate. You get away from that cesspit at United, he's scoring goals.
There you go, mate. There you go.
And Florian Wirtz would be my dream signing.
Yeah, he's a good player. I'll be happy.
I was thinking about. I was
he
thinking
scored
about
against
him. At least he would score against us.
Has he? Oh, that's great because they'd have better than him. That's wonderful. What's the score? They were 1-0 up when we come on.
I don't know.
Who's that?
West Ham.
Oh, he scored, did he? That's good. Yeah, he's a good player, Bowen. He's too good for West Ham, let's be honest. I mean, I'll take him all day long. Let's face it, he always fucking scores.
What do you think about Van Nistelrooy? He gets sacked soon? Van Nistelrooy gets sacked?
Sorry?
Got her, isn't he?
Yeah.
Was it 2-0 to him, is it?
He's got her, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, that's such a weird. Again, they only went for him because he was in eyes.
Because he won against Man United.
But yeah, he won a game for him. All of a sudden, we got there's so much pressure in him for a first English managerial role. It's so hard, especially in the Premier League. It's so hard, and the standing, the three teams that have come up have been absolutely shocking. But they're dreadful. They are so bad. I mean, they're so bad. We scored 2 goals against them recently. So it's just it's just. But yeah, do very well.
Well, I think we're going to kind of pack it up very soon. I think it's
like our strike
force.
When is PSV? Is it next week?
When Tuesday is it? Next Tuesday?
Yeah.
It's Tuesday.
I was hoping it'd be a couple more weeks.
It's actually nice though that we haven't got a fixture this weekend, so it'll actually give them a bit of time running for a rest. So at least we go to PSV with a good week's rest.
So is it then PSV, then Man United?
Set piece FC, he needs to come back because we haven't scored a goal for a while. From a set piece, it's all a bit quiet.
So Tuesday night. So we'll do a show next week and obviously look at the aftermath of that. Hopefully. Hopefully.
I won't be crying.
Another rant would be on my way, and I'll find myself on Gab TV as usual. I'll send that over to you after. Gab's just saying, Judas would be would be good in Arsenal shirt. Definitely.
Yeah, again, we were linked with him when he was at Ajax, and
that's what I mean.
And all of a sudden, his price is now double.
When they could have got Isak and Kudos for 97 million.
Madness, mate. To be fair, I didn't think Isak was going to be this good, to be fair, when he came to Newcastle, because his record at, where was he? Sociedad, was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't that amazing. And when he's come to Newcastle, he's turned into a goal machine.
Yeah. I think you'll see the actual ambition of the club guys as well when you see who they name as director of football. As well.
Yeah.
Well, there's to talk about the is it Luis Campona?
Yeah, but there's also been also talked today of Dan Ashworth, so that worried me a little bit.
Oh Lord,
I don't see that happening.
No.
I don't see that happening. That's just putting 2 and 2 together, isn't it?
If they've got any sense aboard, they'll get a little Spanish man in for Arteta. Or someone he knows.
Thomas
Rosicky
like that, yeah. People cry about it, but I'll be happy.
Thomas Rosicky links went quiet then.
That's big, isn't he? I mean, I'd be happy if they give it to Mertesacker, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's due another role at some point. I mean, he's been head of the academy for quite a while now.
I think it's probably between the Campos and the Sociedad one, probably.
Yeah, okay.
No, no.
I was going to say, I think that if that Super League deal comes through, then I'm wondering, mate, as the associate director of football got something to do with it? Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard Josh Butler might be taking over. He's doing his job.
Oh, geez, mate,
probably couldn't
he
even do
needs to
that.
go, mate. He needs to go as well.
Yeah.
God.
That's a different conversation entirely, isn't it?
Yeah, that definitely is.
Phil Salt's our new number 9.
Oh, mate, fuck me, yeah.
We're going to end the show with a score prediction on the PSV game, just for shits and giggles. What are you going for, Gooner?
Well, I'm going to say 0-0. This is where I can't even go with any crazy goal predictions anymore because we can't score one. So they've ruined it, haven't they?
And
So I'll be happy with a 0-0, to be fair.
Yeah, I bet you would.
I'm going to be optimistic. I think we'll win 1-0 and it'll be an own goal.
Yeah, I'll take that, Daniel.
The Sterling will have a shot and he'll hit someone in the back of the head by accident. And it deflected. I'm still waiting for that hat trick from Raheem Sterling, Brooksy.
Yeah, you and me both, darling. You and me both.
Let me have a watching it later, Gav. I only see little bits of it. Someone told me early on tonight that I was on there, so I'd have.
Was it an epic Liam rant?
Yeah. I like the way, Gav, you cut some bits in there as well. Cut my best bits.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
He does know what he's doing.
Box on TV, ain't you?
I'm sure it's better than some of our other fan cams. Do you know what I mean? So.
I don't know. Not me on a bad day, mate. Mate, I honestly think, I know this sounds a bit negative, but I think we're going to lose on Tuesday.
I'm not confident.
I hate saying it because I never do it, but I just. Do you know what? I'm not going to say. I'm going to go for a draw, even though I don't.
Mind you, they lost at home last night to Go Ahead Eagles in the cup.
That don't mean
which is quite a surprise. It does because they're absolutely flying. PSV. It's a big shock that.
Yeah, but that makes it even worse, mate. Because they'd be fucking more hungrier.
So you know,
I will say I'm kind of glad we're playing PSV because the way we're playing, I would not want to be losing or anything to Feyenoord because I couldn't deal with that. Especially with the Judas being their manager, I can't.
But mate, they beat AC Milan to be fair because they sold their star striker to them.
Yeah, but with Van Persie being their manager, I couldn't lose to them.
I've got this shit feeling we're going to lose 2-1 next week, but that ain't the worst result in the world.
No. Listen, we score. I'll be happy. Just depends what they do, but yeah, if we just get a goal, it'd be nice. Let's be nice to cheer. Let's be nice to cheer something.
Bloody hell, yeah, would it be, mate?
We have to start doing. Let's pretend we scored a goal again.
Oh yeah.
Right. Anyway, that's the end. That's the end of the show tonight, guys. Obviously, George, thanks for coming on, mate.
No worries. Thank you. Really enjoyed it. Cheers, mate.
No worries, and thank you very much, John. I'll let you host next week's one if we win.
Oh yeah, big if, innit?
Yeah, very big if. Very big.
And I'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah, so Saturday, obviously, I'll see you, mate. We're going to have a lot of drinks.
What are you doing beforehand, Liam? You're going to watch another team?
Oh, mate, I'm actually going to go and watch another game of football. I'm watching the old South London derby. Palace Millwall.
Where are you, Flat Cat?
Yeah, mate. I'm going to, yeah.
Are you in the home end?
Yeah.
You sitting
I ain't in the way in, mate. Well, I could go in the way in, couldn't I? That'd be quite exciting.
How many have they got the whole half away?
Don't know, mate. I don't even know, mate. I'm just
hang on, no. Was it 10%? And they've only got like 20,000 or something, 26,000?
26,000.
So they're only getting
getting a big allocation. I don't know, though, because it's FA Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, it's rules.
Brooksy might be hosting next week.
Yeah.
I think they won't give them the whole because it'd be too much of a risk. I reckon they'll give them half that.
Yeah, they must have because I've got 8,500.
Main stand, is it? Is it the main stand?
The half-weight stand.
Half-weight stand, that's it.
Horrible stand, yeah. I've got 8,500 fans going Man City. So.
That's more than Man City.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
So, 12:15 kickoff. Then straight into Croydon, the hometown. We're going to be meeting old Johnny Boy himself.
I'll be there, yeah.
And we're going to go and cheer the Plymouth on, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, yes. I mean, it might, if they go 1-0 after 5 minutes, we'll turn it off because, it's probably, they're probably going to get smashed, but you never know.
I'll be in one of your old jaunts in a couple of weeks, Liam. I'm going to Sutton.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was going to make. What date's that?
Mother's Day.
Oh, I'm not getting away with it then.
No.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, there's still
What
a
date
lot
is Mother's Day?
30th, I think.
30th, isn't it? March?
Yeah.
Oh, 31st.
I was worried it was the 16th of March because it usually falls on the day that Arsenal playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Arsenal
Yes.
playing the 30th. Who they got the 30th? The weekend.
Fucking crutches, mate. I'll be in hospital, mate.
Yeah. Been a little body cast.
There was a lot of talk.
Yeah, I'm going in
It was meant to be at Selhurst, but then I think because Palace might be at home or something that weekend, they moved it to Sutton.
Old Gander Green Lane. That's in a park, that is.
Yeah,
Right in the middle of a park there, stadium.
I've never been to Sutton in my life, so it'd be an experience.
Yeah, well, that's where I was.
You've told me about the local pub, so that's all I need to know.
Are they getting on Liam in the old National League?
What, mid-table, mate.
Oh, not going to come back up then.
Yeah, it's been an up and down season, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't call their results, mate. To be honest, half time you just don't know whether they're going to win or lose.
I've watched that film before.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of times.
Mm.
So look forward to seeing you Saturday, mate. And we'll catch up with you soon, George. Hopefully Fulham, it'll be.
Yeah, definitely. I should be at Fulham, so I'm looking forward to the Emil Smith Road derby.
When is that?
1st of April. Oh no, it's 1st of April as well.
Evening, Sam. Good to see you on, mate.
Well, Martin Elling second might be back for that, you know.
Well, yeah. It's Tuesday, 1st of April for them.
Okay.
So you'll get your ticket for that one, John.
Yeah.
April Fool's Day. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Quite a lot, mate. Quite a lot could go wrong.
Joke could be on us again.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone in the chat. Obviously, all your comments and everything that you put in there is really appreciative, apart from you, Gav, but no, and you and yourself, mate. So I hope you all have a good weekend. I was going to say Chelsea got, but they're out of the cup as well, weren't they? So yeah, we're both in a game this weekend. We're both as shit as each other. But yeah, on to Tuesday, PSV. Surely we can score a goal. Let's wait and see. Good night.